Welcome to the farm vlog today, guys. Today we thought we'd head into town and check out our local farmers market. We've been harvesting a little bit of our lettuce, but everything else behind me in our garden just isn't ready yet. So come along with us today on the farm vlog today as we head into the farmers market and check it out.
I wanted to show you guys our haul that we got from our local farmers market today. Now keep in mind, it is really early in the season for us here. We had a late winter, so stuff's just starting to come up now, but we were able to pick up a few things at the market. We picked up some local asparagus. Now this is one of my favorites. The kids don't particularly like it, but that's okay, they'll eat it anyway. We got some local broccoli and some tomatoes. And this is my favorite. We picked up some honey today, and this is actually made right here in the valley where we live in New Brunswick. And of course, no trip to the farmers market is complete without some fresh strawberries.
So as you guys saw, we were at our local farmers market today. We picked up a few things, helping support other farmers. And that's what the community's all about. Homesteading and farming is buying from each other and helping each other succeed and grow your farm bigger. But I thought I'd bring you guys along and show you how our homestead's doing and what's growing and what's going to be ready to harvest soon. You can see behind me here, we got some blueberries. They're starting to change color here. They're going from green, they're starting to turn to a little bit of a red color here, and they're going to be ready probably in the next couple weeks. Yes, that is our rooster. This is new for this year for us here. These are called potato towers. If you haven't checked out the video of us setting these up, definitely check that out. But let's bring you guys over here and show you guys how well these are actually starting to grow. You can see right down here on the bottom, they're really starting to come out. They're really starting to come out the side of the potato towers. Now we're making sure we keep these well watered because growing the potatoes in the straw here with the compost and the wind that we get here in New Brunswick, these will dry out really easy. But every day we water them and they're doing really good. We don't know how many pounds of potatoes we're gonna get out of these 4 potato towers, but we're hoping to be able to produce a lot this year. We're hoping to get enough to hold us through until next spring. As you guys can see behind me here, this raised bed is doing really good. We have harvested a little bit of our lettuce in our garden here. We've put it in our salad, in our sandwiches. It's super yummy and fresh and crispy. You can see the broccoli here. It's doing pretty good. It's coming along really good. It's not going to be ready until probably September because, well, our season has been really late this year. Now our plan for this was for the loofahs, and we had a late frost and we lost all our loofah plants, and we're really upset about that because that was one thing that we wanted to try and grow and harvest, and we're not going to be able to do that this year. We're going to take another crack at it next year. We're hoping to keep the loofahs inside longer next year. Here in New Brunswick, things really can't go in the ground until about the middle or about the first week to middle of July. I know back home in BC, people are planting the end of April, May. That's not like that here in New Brunswick. But what we did plant instead of the loofahs that we lost, we're using this for peas, and the peas are doing really good. Again, that's not going to be ready until September. In this raised bed behind me here, we have cucumbers. They're not doing very good. I think we need to have more compost in this raised bed, and that's the plan for next year, is to put a whole bunch of compost in here that will help this raised bed out. In this raised bed over here, we have carrots. Now, they're starting to come up. They're starting to get a little bit bigger. They are really slow. Again, we didn't put much compost in this raised bed, and we should have. That was our big mistake, was we just pulled dirt off of our farm, because we notice here in New Brunswick, everybody just plants straight in the ground. Our main reason for raised beds was we have animals, dogs, goats, and we want to try and keep them from trampling the plants, and it has been working, and that was our main reason for going with the raised garden beds. Now over here are the tomatoes. Now if you guys haven't seen, I'll show you guys here what happened when we had that early frost where we lost our loofahs. Our tomatoes, we lost a lot of them. We had planted 65 tomato plants. Well, it's a sad day on the farm today. We thought this might happen. We thought we were a little late and a little bit early at the same time. We lost all the crop that we planted the other day. All our tomatoes have died. All 60 some odd tomatoes died. So we're gonna have to start from scratch. And here we got maybe 12 to 15 plants that did make it. We found the ones closest to the house survived the frost because they weren't exposed as much. We should have built a cover for them. We didn't. Again, that's another project that we have for next year, is to build covers for our tomato plants in case of a late frost. But again, next year here in New Brunswick, we will not put anything outside until the middle of July. So a huge disappointment for us is the Housecat bushes. We don't know what's going on. They're not producing. We were hoping to get a huge harvest this year, and that just didn't happen. So we need to sit down. We need to go back to the drawing board and figure out what went wrong this year. Maybe we need to put some compost around the base of it to give it some more nutrients so it can produce some more fresh, vibrant, tasty berries. We don't know. We don't know what's going on. It's not a lack of water because we've had a lot of rain this summer. So is it the fact that they need a pollinator? We were told from the farmer that they're self-pollinating, but maybe we need to put a pollinator in to help them next year. But that's something we need to sit down and review and make some changes so we can get a harvest out of these Housecat bushes next year. And they're super sour. Oh, I think it's because they're not ready yet, and they're really small. Oh, that wasn't good at all. Housecat berries are supposed to be sweet and yummy and juicy like blueberries. These ones, they're not. And just beside our Housecat bushes, we have our one red currant that the farmer gave us for free when we purchased the Housecat bushes from him. And they are starting to produce berries. You guys can see here, they're already starting to ripen. They're starting to turn red. So we're going to get quite a few berries off this red currant this year. And if we like the taste and we can make a lot of pies and different kinds of things with the red currants, we may plant more of these next year. Our garlic here behind me is just about ready for harvest. We almost lost it this year. Next year we may be planting it in our raised beds out front, but it's done really well and it's almost ready for harvest. We have harvested some of our scapes off of it. We've made some garlic powder out of it. That turned out really good. Let's go over, let's check out the corn. Our cornfield. Not doing so good this year. We don't know what's going on. This is our first year with a large corn field. Back in BC, we've had small raised beds with maybe 30, 40 plants tops. This year we planted almost 400 seeds of corn. Now the old saying, knee high by the 4th of July, is where your corn should be. This year, It's not the case. I know everyone else's corn is really slow this year. Again, the ground was frozen right through April into the first week of May. But is it going to make it? I sure hope so. I hope we have a late summer, because if we don't, we're going to lose our corn. So we're hoping to get a lot of pumpkins this year just for our animals, maybe sell some on a roadside stand. Just behind me on this part of our field, we also planted some popcorn. So we're hoping that turns out so we can make our own homemade popcorn in the future. You guys can see the crab apple tree is exploding. There's lots of crab apples coming out on them. The ends are starting to turn red here. They're a little bit on the smaller side so far, but there are thousands of them on this tree, and we have 11 of these trees on the homestead. So we plan on harvesting them all. We can feed some to the chickens, we can feed some to the goats. We're also going to be making sauces and jellies and all sorts of different things with crab apples. I mean, people say they taste sour. What are you going to use a crab apple for? Well, we're going to be showing you guys in future videos what we plan on doing with the crab apples on our homestead. Our strawberries are starting to ripen. We got a few that are just about ready. There's another one there. And it looks like over there we got another one and one back there. And then there's a whole bunch of green ones in this patch right over here that over the next week or two will also be ready. So we should have a fairly good harvest from our strawberries this year. The rain barrels have been doing really good. We had some rain over the last couple days and they are full. Now these two rain barrels, I don't have them set up yet. I only have the one set up. So what I've been doing is just hooking up a hose, taking the end of the hose, clamping onto the side of the barrel, opening up the valve, and as this one fills up, water comes out the hose and fills this one. And when this one was full, I would just take the hose and move it to this one. For now, what I'm doing with my rain barrels is I'm just using a watering can. Take the watering can, stick it in the water, fill it up, and water all the fruit trees and all the vegetable plants around the homestead. Eventually, I'm going to get these ones set up alongside this one on a nice little stand and have these two barrels connected to this one. So as this one fills from the downspout here, it'll fill the other two barrels. So the other day we took in half of our flock to be processed, all the roosters basically that we didn't want to keep. Let's head inside the coop and let's see if we got any eggs yet. Really, chickens? Really? 4 months old? And you're not producing yet? Well, that's King Kong. We know he'll never produce eggs. But girls, come on. You're slacking. Seriously. Start producing. What do you guys think? Do you think the chickens are slacking? They should be producing eggs by now, shouldn't they? No. Another month? Okay. We'll give them another month. What's up, Nova? What's up, Panda? Where are you guys hiding Lily? Is she inside? What are you guys doing? You guys gonna come outside and eat some grass? Freddy's over there looking at you guys. He thinks you guys are a little bit weird that you're not outside enjoying the nice weather. Hey, Freddy? Do you see the goats? Freddy loves the goats. He would play with them all day if he could. One thing on the homestead you can never have enough of is firewood. That's an ongoing job here on the homestead. I'd say we almost have enough. I'd say we're pushing pretty close to 3 cords back here, but that's not enough. We're going to need probably another 3 or 4 cords. Now we picked up 25 bales of hay from a local farmer here in New Brunswick. With 3 goats, we figured that should carry us through the winter. Right now they're doing a lot of grazing outside, so they're not eating as much hay as in the wintertime, but with 25 bales, we should be good until next summer. We are looking at getting a male goat in the springtime to breed our female goats, but for now, this will be enough to get us through. So these 2 fruit trees right here that we purchased separately from the ones that we purchased online are a little bit more mature, and we're hoping to get some fruit from them next year. This one here is a plum tree, and the one just behind it is an apple tree. Now the shorter ones just here in the distance, they're the ones that we purchased online, and they're a couple years away before we start seeing any fruit from them. But let's head inside and let's see what's for dinner. Maybe it's some of that yummy stuff that we purchased from the farmer's market today.
Now the kids don't really like asparagus very much, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap them in bacon and we're going to bake them in the oven. Hopefully if they're covered in bacon, they'll eat them, because who doesn't like bacon?
Bacon covered asparagus. This is fresh asparagus that we got today at the local farmer's market.
That's right. Freshly grown here in New Brunswick.
Now we're not growing asparagus on our farm because...
well, it takes 2 years to get the plants started to where they're actually growing stalks, and we haven't even been here a year, so it takes some time. But I do have some plants that we ordered from MI Gardener, some seeds that we're going to start this fall inside, and in a few years we will have our own asparagus too.
That sounds good. Some yummy, fresh asparagus. Covered in
some yummy bacon.
Bacon.
So it's taking a healthy thing and wrapping it in a not so healthy thing, but it tastes good. That's the plan.
Sounds awesome.
If you liked today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to our channel, subscribe and turn on the bell notification so that you're notified every time we post a new video. We'll see you guys in the next video. As always, thanks for watching.